Hey, Liam Ward here at LearnTheHarmonica.com. Today I'm talking about bending, and I've been asked the question, will bending break my harmonica? So before I move on, if you want to support the channel, please click like on this video and subscribe to my channel. If you click the little bell next to the subscribe button, that means that you'll be notified every time I put up a free lesson, so you'll be the first to see them, so I'd appreciate that as well. So this question, will bending break my harmonica? I think it comes from my YouTube video on bending where I said something like, you'll probably go through a few harmonicas learning to bend, kind of break them, and then people have asked a lot of questions, why does that happen, what's that to do with? So I should probably clarify that and talk about that in a bit more detail. So in order to understand it, we need to understand what is happening when we bend. So the harmonica is naturally tuned to play certain notes. So it will play all those notes naturally, and that's fine. But there are missing notes. So you can kind of imagine it like a piano where some of the keys don't work. It's kind of like, well, what's going on there? But you can get those notes by filling them in with certain techniques, and one of those techniques is bending. So it's called bending because it kind of sounds, you can hear the kind of note moving when you're kind of moving between a natural note and a bend. You can get that sort of bending sound. You can do it on other instruments, but the human voice is the best at it, I think. Kind of do those things. So this technique allows us to get missing notes that wouldn't usually be there. So what it does in order to achieve that is you're actually vibrating with a change of mouth shape and pressure. You're getting the blow reed, so the note that would play when you blow and the note you play when you draw, to vibrate at the same time, and you're achieving a note which is between those two. But what happens if for example, you take the 4-draw bend? The other kind of reason, if you like, or analogy for this term bending is that 4-draw is actually really tense. When you're bending the note, it's quite tense. So it's sort of not freely vibrating as it normally would. There's an extra tension to it. So what happens over time with bends is that in the end, the note you're trying to bend will end up permanently out of tune. Now you can retune reeds, or you just buy a new harmonica, but over time it will not want to play the natural note anymore because you've played it so many times on the bend that it will kind of go out of tune. So that's part A of my answer. There's a part B as well, but part A is that with good technique, playing bends properly, over time they'll still go out of tune, so that's the way it is. But part B, the reason that I mentioned that you probably might break a harmonica when you're learning to bend is that when you're learning, your technique's bad, isn't it? You're still trying to work out exactly what you're doing. So you tend to pull too hard, force the note too much, and also you're just not, you're trying all sorts of shapes and combinations of kind of shapes and textures and pressures rather, that means you're not necessarily treating the harmonica perfectly, really looking after it. So you're kind of abusing it a bit to begin with. So that's why I said that you might break a harmonica, because at first you're probably yanking the thing, and actually over time you can learn to whisper a bend. You really don't need to force it. You can play a I'm not, really forcing those. It's just that I've got used to that technique, years of practice. So I'm not going to break the notes as quickly, but they will in the end go out of tune anyway. Over weeks, months, years. Don't know. Depends on you as a player and the harmonica you're using. So Two parts to the answer. I hope that that sort of makes a little bit of sense, and I've clarified something I probably wasn't clear about in the original video. Let me know in the comments how you're getting on with your bends, whether you think you might be sending the harmonica out of tune, what might have helped you personally. Always love to hear your stories. And give me your feedback on this video. If you have enjoyed it and you want to support my channel, I'd really appreciate if you click like on this video and subscribe to my channel. If you click subscribe and then the little bell, that means you'll be first to find out whenever I put up a free harmonica lesson. So it's good for me and it's good for you as well. Until I see you again, good luck with your practice and I'll see you soon. Cheers.